I'd like to thank our reader and the chariot duo Gary Lynn Floyd and our own music team for all the effort they put in to help this service be what it is. As we continue on this journey through the untethered soul, we concentrate today on that voice within our head and our inner roommate. Singer introduces us to the idea that the voice inside our head is not who we truly are. It's more like a roommate, constantly chattering and influencing our perceptions. But before we dig deeper into that voice, here's your question for the week. What's the one choice you can make today to step back and view your inner chatter objectively, to create space between you and your inner roommate, and to make clear and conscious choices with respect to your life experiences? One more time. What is that one choice you can make today to step back and view your inner chatter objectively, to create space between you and your inner roommate, and to make clear and conscious choices with respect to your life experiences? We're each accompanied by a constant companion, that voice inside our heads. It narrates our experiences, it offers opinions and judgments, and it's a ceaseless commentary on life. This inner dialogue is like a roommate occupying the chambers of our minds. It comments on everything, our joys, our sorrows, our triumphs, our challenges, and it's a collection of thoughts and conditioned responses, often rooted in the past or projecting into an uncertain future. It is not our real self. The first step to spiritual liberation and untethering our souls lies in becoming aware of this inner chatter. So let's take a moment right now to reflect on your inner narrator. Become aware of the patterns and the judgments and the narratives it weaves. What is it constantly saying to you? Think about that. How does it color your experience? Do you ever want to tell it to just be quiet? I bet none of us have friends that we listen to 100% of the time in terms of what advice they might be giving us. And yet, we are constantly hearing that inner voice and subconsciously listening to the stories it's telling us. Do you want to break that habit? As you heard in today's reading, Singer suggests the best way to free yourself from this incessant chatter is to step back and view it objectively. Just view the voice as a vocalizing mechanism that's capable of making it appear like someone is in there talking to you. Observation is a powerful tool for making it through our lives with less suffering, and it's one key to untethering our souls. When we observe the voice inside without getting entangled in its stories, we step into a realm of pure awareness. Play with me for a moment. Let's engage in a short mindfulness exercise. Close your eyes and just bring your attention to your breath. And as thoughts arise, observe them without judgment. Just pretend that they're clouds passing across the sky. Allow your breath to be your anchor, grounding you in this present moment, in this holy instant. Notice how this practice enables you to create some space between yourself and that voice inside. Just imagine yourself as a silent witness to your thoughts, to that voice inside. And notice how that shifts your relationship with the inner dialogue. In the stillness, we can reclaim our power. Singer wrote, "True personal growth is about transcending the part of you that is not okay and needs protection. This is done by constantly remembering that you are the one inside that notices the voice talking. That is the way out." I suspect that we each realize that we're not defined by those judgments and narratives that play in our minds. We're not bound by the opinions of our inner voice. Rather, we can consciously choose our responses in life. Instead, we are the spacious awareness that holds it all. In the quiet of self-awareness, we can discover a profound freedom from that inner voice and from our inner roommate by just creating some space. How do we do that? Let's consider what narratives that inner roommate creates. How does it influence your daily experiences? That inner roommate often emerges from our past experiences and from our fears and from our conditioning. Again, Singer encourages us to recognize that this voice is not our true self. It's just a collection of thoughts and patterns that have taken resonance within us, generally based on our past experiences. It takes our past and throws it into the present moment as though no change is possible. That is a lie. Change is possible. But when we're lost in the problem or making judgments based on the past, we all know that the solution to the problem is probably not going to show up for us. As we explore the nature of your inner roommate, you probably notice your best strategy is to acknowledge the stories it tells and the impact it has on our inner landscape from that observer viewpoint of which we've already spoken. Singer suggests that we remember this: you are the subject, and everything you see, hear, think, or dream is the object of your consciousness. Anything you could observe outside and inside of you, anything that can take your attention, the table in front of you, your body in the mirror, your physical experiences, your thoughts, your emotions, is not you. You are what remain if everything that passes by or inside you cease to exist. You are your consciousness, the part of you that is aware of the objects within and without you, the experiencer and manipulator of your thoughts. You are the part of you that is aware of your surroundings and emotions without having to think about them. Think about that for a moment. So our strategy is to watch our problems as a witness rather than be lost in them. Have you ever had a friend tell you about a situation that you easily knew how to handle? Perhaps you had already experienced that problem, or you could just see clearly that that particular problem had an easy solution, and yet they were truly lost in it. And by the way, Dear Abby never works, so don't try that. The truth is that we can easily be the observer of other people's problems, and yet it's not as easy to witness our own. So where do we start? Learn to stop reacting to things. Perhaps learn to embrace lesson 2 of A Course in Miracles. I have given everything I see in this room, street, window, place, all the meaning that it has for me. Isn't it true that two people can look at the same situation and access it in very different ways? So we're definitely the ones that give meaning to what we see and to what we hear, for that matter. Have you ever thought someone was fussing at you when they were in fact just frustrated with some other situation? I know I've made that mistake. Singer offers this observation. Problems are generally not what they appear to be. When you get clear enough, you'll realize that the real problem is that there is something inside of you that can have a problem with almost anything. Now that is a scary thought, that we can have a problem with almost anything. And yet I know when I'm having difficult days, a lot of things seem to become problems that on another day wouldn't be a problem at all. I'm hoping that some of you can relate to that. So we can do what Singer suggests. Change from outer solution consciousness to inner solution consciousness. You have to break the habit of thinking that the solution to your problems is to arrange things outside. I know I've spent a lifetime changing from outer solution consciousness to inner solution consciousness, and I'm still practicing that. I know that the world I see is the world in me, and that helps, yet it's not enough. Sometimes I want to hang on to my story and the melodrama that it creates in my life. My inner roommate can be very loud and extremely persistent. And sometimes, even when I'm trying to be an observer or a witness, an aware human being, there's this loud voice that wants to tell me that's good and that's bad, that's wonderful and that's horrid. Judging. So what can we do? We have to free ourselves from the roommate by no longer giving it any power, by not identifying with those judgments from the past. Here's what Singer suggests. Spend a day watching every single thing your roommate does. Start in the morning and see if you can notice what it's saying in every situation. Every time you meet somebody, every time the phone rings, just try to watch. A good time to watch it talk is while you're taking a shower. This isn't about suppressing your thoughts or emotions. It's not about not being who you are. It's about acknowledging those thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. And the key to that sentence is without becoming entangled. We merely cultivate a gentle detachment from the inner roommate. The truth is that becoming aware is a great step to quieting that voice and to training it to be more in alignment with the present moment. And this, of course, requires acceptance. Acceptance is a potent tool in our journey to the untethered soul. By accepting the presence of the inner roommate, we shift from resistance to a space of openness. It doesn't mean that we endorse those negative thoughts. It does mean that we acknowledge them and make a choice not to be defined by them. Trust me, this can be your gateway to inner peace. When we can make clear and conscious choices and be aware of all the chatter and accept it as not who we are, we're on our way to a more peaceful existence and an untethered soul. Last week, I requested that we journey together as a community. And this week, let's help each other remember not to be defined by our inner roommate. Let's tread this path together and support one another in embracing the silence within, where the voice inside becomes a gentle hum amidst the vastness of our being. Let's explore ways to integrate these teachings into our daily lives and notice how we can carry the awareness of the inner roommate into our interactions, decisions, and responses. Perhaps we might set an intention to observe and detach as we navigate the challenges and joys of our days. The voice inside may continue, and through awareness, we can reclaim our power to respond consciously to our life. I invite you to carry mindfulness into your day, to just observe that voice without being dominated by it. Let's journey towards that untethered soul, where the silence within becomes a source of powerful wisdom and freedom. And may we detach from those streams of thoughts and emotions so as to gain a deeper understanding of ourself. And may that awareness, cultivated today, be a guiding light on your path to untethering your soul. May you carry the serenity of inner observation with you, knowing that the journey inward is a sacred pilgrimage towards self-discovery and liberation. And so, in summary, how might you fully embrace your inner voice and your inner roommate? Remember to step back and view your inner chatter objectively. Your inner chatter is not the real you. Become an observer. That's key to untethering from it. Create space between you and that inner roommate. Avoid judgments made from past experiences. And remember, you give everything you see and hear its meaning. Make clear and conscious choices. Change from that outer solution to inner solution consciousness. Just watch your thoughts without becoming entangled in them. And use acceptance as a tool to create space. So here's your affirmation for the week. How is it I so willingly, energetically, and effortlessly step back and view my inner chatter objectively, create space between me and my inner roommate, and make clear and conscious choices with respect to my life experiences? So your challenge for the week is to embrace the silence within, to allow the voice inside to become a gentle hum amidst the vastness of your being, and find a way to just watch your inner roommate. I invite you to check in each day to see how you're doing in that observation and detaching. Let's pray. We take a deep, nourishing breath. And we just go to that space within where we know that we can find the silence and the connection with the divine. Each of us is a divine being with all of the qualities of the divine. So we tap into that love, into that acceptance, into that inner consciousness of truth. And what I know is that each of us this week is just noticing our inner roommate, noticing that inner voice, and not allowing that past to cloud our future or to cloud the present moment. We're just living in this holy instant of now. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you've decided to spend some time with us today. And I'm grateful for this amazing journey that we're on together. And it's from all that gratitude that I just release these words into the law of mind, spirit, and action, knowing the truth, that the yes has already been said, that we don't even need to do any effort because we've asked and it's given. So I say amen, and we affirm it together. And so it is. And I want to thank everybody that continues to donate to our community to help us to just be financially solvent. And I'm hoping that if this has touched you, that you will create time and energy to send us a little something. So enjoy our offertory song.